What's up, guys? Appreciate you watching this episode of RSG, man. If you may not know, we have just started our Discord channel, man. If you want to be able to sit down with us, have some conversations, have some banter back and forth, come see us.
We have an active channel where you guys can talk with Justin and I regularly, and we have race predictions.
And occasionally on Sunday, you'll be able to speak to Rod and I personally, and also we'll have guests.
And when we drop any announcements or merch, that'll be the first place you can see it.
And we'll also have some lucky fans be able to ask some questions to our guests. So hit the link in the bio.
Justin Gatlin is the latest in a long line of sprint sensations to emerge from the USA.
Gatlin got a good start. Look at this man coming through now. Gatlin. What a fantastic performance from Gatlin. But it's all about Gatlin.
Ultimate goal is to be one of the best sprinters in history.
And what a fantastic performance from Gatlin. And look at the time.
It's the American leading the Jamaican at the moment.
He knows he is the world champion.
Justin Gatlin is the world champion here in London.
What's up, everybody? We locked back in, man. Another Ready, Set, Go in the building, man. You know who I'm rolling with. It's the bearded wonder himself. It is Rodney Green, Doug. What's going on, man? You good?
Man, we right there chilling, man. We chilling here with the first lady of RSG, Mrs. Dawn Harper-Nelson. How are you?
Hey.
Boy, them teeth brighter than the She need a Colgate ad or something.
I need it today.
Colgate, Crest, whoever he is. Come on with it. Come on.
Yeah.
Nah,
no,
man,
I'm good. I'm good. I'm happy to be back.
Are you? How was the trip, though? How was
Yeah.
the trip going to Athlos? What was it? Was it a journey?
It was
cold?
busy. It was all the things. I mean, you wondering, like, I watched it last year from the couch. Just to let y'all know, I literally watched it last year from the couch. And I cried because I said, how am I not part of something that's so magnificent, so monumental in the sport that I love? And so I got busy. The fingers got busy. I sent out messages like, hey, who is connected with who is somebody? And so I was there, and it was everything I thought it would be.
That's good. That's good. So what was it like being there in Times Square for that monumental moment of watching the long jump happen? Like, what does it even look like? 'Cause we all been to Times Square. Rod, you been to Times Square?
Yeah,
Right, you've been to Times Square? All right, so clearly it's like standing room only. What did it even look
Yes.
like?
It was exactly shoulder to shoulder. It was awesome. It had all the oohs and ahs. That's what I really appreciated. Literally, people were like, oh my God, ooh, ah. Like, it was that. At first, they thought it was going to be really cold and chilly. You see tar coming down. No, sir. That weather stopped right at the perfect temperature, and the girls were able to show out. It was magnificent. Like, they had, the kind of clapping going. And it was funny because a lot of these people have never experienced long jump, and that means you haven't experienced the clapping. And so they're trying to get them on beat. And once they got on beat, it was rocking. So it was nice. Times Square showed out.
So you made a lot of history, though. You was the first MC in Times
You know what I'm
Square
saying?
for a sporting event.
Look, I'm the first lady here. I'm the first lady there. I'm just the first lady.
All right, Michelle gonna come for you now. Chill
I
now.
know. I'm sorry. No, but this right here, so you see right here on your screen, Quenisha Burks, she was hilarious. She did about 3 uniform changes coming down the runway. She said FP movement she was talking about. They were able to be themselves, interact with the crowd. They chose their own runway music. So they really had like the energy and the vibe going. It was great. And I got to talk about them before they went. I'm talking about gave them the real introduction, not just, Olympic champion. No, when Tara stepped up, I was like, the champ is here. I said the champ is here. And she was screaming, and it was great. It was great.
Listen, the one thing I think it did for the sport, for anybody watching, it was, we've had where they had pole vault in the inner cities, or they've had jumping, but Times Square, we know, is probably the number one city on earth that controls a whole lot of media views and everything like that. So I think it did exactly what it was supposed to do. It was supposed to captivate a lot of people who doesn't watch long jump at all, to kind of spark their interest as to see what's this about walking through Times Square, because Times Square is a very busy area. You got all the little acts out there, dudes doing the little free step, and the dudes, doing whatever, or playing violins or singing that stop the traffic.
Yeah.
So I couldn't imagine what it was like when you walk out there and there's a whole runway with a pit, and then you got Dawn on stage with them teeth.
The part that was also so cool is, think about it, they started building, so it was on Thursday. They started Wednesday night, late at night. And so you had people that had been coming by and seeing this all day on Thursday. And they're like, what is about to happen? So me getting there earlier to kind of practice the script and see what's going on. It's funny. My husband did a message. My baby be supporting y'all. My baby gonna support.
Hey,
Ooh,
That's
that my twin.
biggest cheer.
That's my twin. He
the
bald and
biggest
bearded
cheer.
just like me.
Exactly. Bearded. That's y'all too. What,
That's my
Lonzo, was that
twin.
you? So people
I
were
feel like he
walking
right there in
by.
another room like this.
But you know he is, y'all. What is y'all talking about? He said more views, and comments. Sorry, but I just saw that and that was funny. But so what was awesome was when I was there a couple of hours earlier to go through rehearsal and make sure, sound check, people were literally walking by, the runway is being laid down. And people were like, excuse me, like, what is going on here? They had no idea. And so I got to tell them the world's greatest will be here at 7:15 is going down. And when I say so many of them were like, I'm coming back, and I saw their faces and I'm like, we talked at like 1:30 and they came back at 7. Then there was a lady that told me she heard my voice over the intercom just practicing. And I'm just saying, welcome everyone. She came over and she says, I've been looking for you since 2012. I'm a fan of yours and I love track and field. She said, I just got off the plane. I have no hotel. I don't know where I'm staying. I came for long jump and I came for Icon Stadium tomorrow night. I'm like, don't tell me track doesn't have fans. You can't tell me that.
Yeah, that's Die Hard. That's Die Hard right there
Yes.
for sure.
Yes.
Definitely.
Yes.
Definitely. So were you nervous? Like, what was it like? What did you wear on that night? I didn't get a chance to see you that
I
night.
saw what you wore. You couldn't watch it because it wasn't on Ion. It wasn't at Ion or anything like that. So it wasn't televised. So you had to really watch like the YouTube version of what they had. Everything was televised like for the track meet. So go ahead, Don.
Okay.
Yes. So, let me tell you. I decided, since this is a fashion track meet, I'm going to show out on both days. And so the first day I chose my husband, Lonzo, he saw this Lego. So Lego and Nike did this collab where he's like, yo, like, he saw this jacket and he's like, I would like that. Me and Dawn would love that. So he looked and they only made it in the kid sizes. But he was like, Dawn's so little, she could wear a large jacket. So he bought me, it's like low-key a limited version. This a Lego. So it's a Lego on the back with a Nike swoosh and it says Master Builders. And people were literally, so one of the Nike reps that was there said he had some people from Europe calling him and was like, yo, what's this jacket she got on? I want it. And so I was like, you're welcome, Nike. You're welcome. So yeah, so that was, and then I had on my red Jordans, you know what I'm saying? Some little kind of really unique kind of jeans and stuff. So it was dope. So, look, listen, Lonzo the hubby is not playing. He brought, this is the jacket.
There we go. There we go.
Listen, he sold, listen, I told you he my A1 day one. So this is
That's
the back.
Wait,
which side? Yeah.
Yeah, there we go. Okay.
Listen, this is what I want to say. I want to challenge Nike. If any of you don't know, Don was a Nike athlete.
Yes.
And if Don out here modeling all these Nike stuff, Nike, y'all should have on some type of yearly stipend. I mean, she coach kids and everything. Y'all
I do.
some sample packages for her to, you know what I mean? Y'all know how y'all used to do. Let's get Nike to kind of have a lifetime experience with the gold medalist, man. Let's make that happen. Nike, somebody at Nike, tell them that.
There we go.
I know.
I appreciate
there's a few watching. So y'all out there, y'all know who y'all are that's watching right now. So y'all
they watching. We know. Yeah, some of them told us they watch.
I appreciate y'all.
So day 2, right?
Yes.
What was that like? Did you get there early? Did you see how it was all getting set up and everything? Did you meet Cece? You know what I mean? Did you meet Russell?
You know what I'm saying? So I got there early for sure because, I had to do like the hair and makeup. But it was funny. I've had some bad experiences with hair and makeup. So I decided to do it all myself. So I got there early to just do it in the trailer alongside them. But I want to do the red carpet. I was like, I want to experience it all. I want to be there before the fans get there to kind of walk onto the track. Literally, I'm talking about do the full 360 where you take it in and you're like, history is about to be made here. Again, I'm a part of it. I cannot believe that the sport I love is being put on the map. And so it was really cool. I got to see when the celebrity started really pouring in. So I did the red carpet a little early because I had to go and be ready for broadcast. But then I came back and I was checking it out. And I'm like, is that Venus? Like, is that because I say I'm their other sister. Because 2008, when I did my thing, they did their thing. And so I got to talk to Venus. And she was just like, I'm so happy we reunited after all these years. We've missed each other. And so Queen Latifah, we besties now. Like, girl, what's up? It was It was a real celebrate. It was a party. Celebration sounds like, yay, this is so great. No, when you think of a party, you're like, oh, that was a good time. It was a legit party with greats there. It was everything.
You had a great time. There's a slide that I saw on Instagram, and actually, the Bearded Wonder brought it to my attention. And you was popping it,
I sent it to her too.
And Queen Latifah was loving it. Queen Latifah was like, "No, I got to get this on camera. Hold on, real quick."
Listen, so I saw her when I was walking by the VIP section because I didn't have enough time to go in because I was have to go back on air. And so I kind of walked by, and two friends that I knew were right beside her. So Tiana Bartoletta and Ivana. So I'm talking to them, and I'm like, "Y'all, that's Queen Latifah. Like that's Queen Latifah." I'm like, but then a song came on, and I'm gonna dance. Y'all, you're not gonna play something, and I'm not about to get it. So the knees was nice and oiled up, so I got to getting. And I got to get low. And Queen was like, oh, snaps. And she pulls her phone out, record. And I'm like, you getting it, Queen? You getting it? Like, it was, when I got done, she was like, yo. I was like, girl, put me in a video. I know you still make music. No, but it was everything. Like, to the point where after that, Queen was like, when I went inside the VIP section, she goes, you dancing again? I was like, yes, I will. Like, it was a party. It was a real party. So, yeah, that picture really does it. I did all the things you thought that picture shows.
So it lived up to the hype. It lived up to the hype, done.
It did.
I like the fact, was that at the beginning where Serena and Shelly and Fraser Pryce, did they do that crowning and that whole thing in the beginning? What was that like? And did they honor the grid weight? Was there a lot of Jamaicans in the stands?
Stop playing. You know, if one Jamaican athlete gonna be there, all the fans coming out. You know, they had their section, they had the horns, they had the flags. It was great. And I love that like you said, they did in the beginning of the show. So it really set the tone of like, nah. Track and field royalty is here. And they celebrated her in the right way. They made a whole moment about Shelly Ann Fraser, pocket rocket mommy. Like she was cute too. She was just doing the things. She was spreading so much motivation and love. And then she got to the sideline and she was like, oh, this music is, so it gave everything. It was funny because when Serena was up there and she was talking to her and Shelly Ann was kind of like, I'm like, they really like it. I couldn't I was like, do people understand what you're looking at? The two greatest of all times are side by side. Like everybody and their mama should be here. So.
Yeah.
That is true. I didn't even think about it. There was two goats standing side by side.
Literally.
For two different sports, bro. That is wild. Mm-hmm. A queen, a goat crowd, and a goat. That was crazy.
Yes. Yep. It was.
Some people in the chat wish that you were the one that was presenting the crowns because you had a lot of more energy that was popping.
Listen, I had moments where I was like, oh, I would have did this when that happened. Oh, I would have did this when. But obviously, they did a great job. But I was like, I need a little more energy with this one. I needed a little more celebration when it's certain things. But it went great, though. It did.
So last question for you on this part. Who styled you on – well, you styled yourself on day one. You styled yourself on day two as well?
Yes. So, it was a collab. So this is super crazy, y'all. So I kid you not. I knew for day two I wanted to do a lot. I'm gonna just say it. I was like, I want to come in and people be like, what? Like who is she think she is? Olympic gold medalist. I wanted to have that effect when I came around the corner for everybody. And so I stressed myself out. I'm gonna just be honest. I spent a lot of money ordering things offline, trying to get certain stuff. Nothing showed up. Y'all see it. Nothing showed up on time. So I was like, you gotta be kidding me. So I had to go to the Galleria. Go into Akira. For my ladies that know Akira, they got some spunky, funky stuff. I found the suit, right? But when I put it on, I was like, something's missing. I was like, it just wasn't popping. And so there was this young lady that worked there. She came over and she's like, oh, like, can I help you? And I'm like, yeah, something's missing. And she's like, no, it looks good. I'm like, no, something's missing. One of the workers that worked there, her name is Jamaica, like Jamaica. She walks by. She was stylish. And I was like, hey. And I'm like, something's missing. She looks at me and she was like, yeah, you need a white. She was like, I'll be back. And she came with the earrings, the shirt, she's like, and that was it. Like, it was chef's kiss. And everybody there was like, yo, like Renee, yes, day two outfit was everything. Serving. As Ba said, that's my girl. She said, girl, you put your foot on their neck and didn't let up. I did.
Look, my baby daughter loved your mohawk, man. It was inspiring. The mohawk you had.
Thank
She,
you.
she 12 years old. My little Riley, she
Yeah.
loves your mohawk.
And that means a lot because I had braids before and I was going to wear braids, but I told myself I want to be intentional with how I show up on TV and to the fans. And I'm gonna just be honest, us black women, we need to see that we can grow our hair, we can wear our hair, and we can be bad with it. Like I don't like I wanted to be intentional with how I showed up to say this is all me. Yo, we dope as is. And so I knew that there would be a lot of little girls that were looking. And so I said the frohawk gonna set it off. And so I had a lot of people discussing my frohawk, and that's what I wanted. I needed them to know you bad as is.
I definitely think you. I definitely think you setting yourself up for a real bigger gig. I mean, all of these situations that you've been in, I think you're gonna get your own show. If you do, I need my 10%. But anyway,
Got you.
anyway, moving on to some of the commentary that
Yes.
Mr. Alexis Ohanian had and what he's trying to do with the league.
Mhm.
When we interviewed him, he held it kind of close to the chest. Did he let you know anything of how this thing is going to transpire when he evolves it into a league?
It was funny because I was part of like a side conversation, like hanging out in the hallway and in the lobby at the hotel paid off a lot of dividends. I got to be a part of a couple conversations. He was literally rushing to the press conference, and whoever was taking him was like, we gotta go. But he was saying, I think he told you all about wanting to have like the NASCAR kind of feel to it, like the team where, like a huge company kind of sponsors, and they have to pour this money into it. He was saying a couple more details that the way he was saying it, I don't know if he was trying to say all of it, so I'm not going to say all of it, but he was saying that I think it's going to force companies to have to pour millions into it and not just kind of say this little bit should be enough. Because if they attach their name to it and you want people to show up, then they got to show up.
Yeah.
Hold on. Sorry.
I know he decided.
Okay, hold on, Munchkin. Hold on. My daughter just
I know she's a full-time mom, guys. Full-time
Yeah,
mom.
I am.
So y'all let's bear with her.
We're good. Yep, Lonzo got her. We good.
Yeah.
Okay, what we saying?
I was saying, I know that he definitely did say. I know we have a few people that criticized what he was doing, saying that he split the sport. But he did mention to us that there is a evolution of Athlos that involves men. I know that he said that. I don't know if you heard anything about that. And I know he said that he was going to move it to a couple of cities. I think Miami is going to be one of the cities because they stay in Florida. We were trying to pick his brain to kind of see where it goes next, but I do think he keeps New York as the last. Like Athlos, that event would probably be like the championship of Athlos. That being that it started inaugurally there,
Yes,
and then
that's what I was gonna say.
it ends there. If he does have more meets, and if he does do it that way, I think he should give me my 10% too. So
he trying to get his bread.
I hear you.
Listen,
hey, you get 10% from Alexis. You good?
Intellectual property. Intellectual property is listen, I want to say this online, man, that I heard that he was talking about, the Pumas and the New Balance and the Adidas and the Nikes competing. We already said that concept about the shoe wars earlier. So I spoke to him about it. So, intellectual property is everything. He said he would give me a call. So, we gonna see.
Listen, I hope you get everything you deserve, okay?
The first race of Athlos was your race, the gold medalist. Having the gold medalist run that race, they said it was 50 degrees, but it felt like 40 degrees. Is that so?
It was warmer. It felt warmer than that. Like originally, everyone was starting to get terrified because Thursday the temperature was just dropping out of nowhere, and it felt like it was going to be pretty bad. But it wasn't as windy as we thought. It was just like right there of like, okay, any colder and it would be a problem because the athletes really brought like big coats for long jump because they were nervous and they were like, how do we stay busy? How do we stay warm? But then when it came to Friday, I had talked to Masai too, and I was talking to her about like, so what are you going to do to have those extra layers? You know what I mean? Don't strip down until last minute. Just the little small details because it comes down to the details. Everybody that show up, they ready, but it's those details. And so it was warmer than they thought. It wasn't. I'm not saying it was burning up. That's not what I'm saying. But you know what I'm talking about when you kind of like mentally, you're like, man, it's about to hurt when I take these sweats off. And it wasn't quite that. Like, it's so much so that when they got done, they were really open to running back and forth and signing all the autographs. You know what I mean? I mean, they were open to just like, I'm done and I'm going to take in the moment and not have to rush and put my things back on. So I think the temperature was right there when it was enough.
Yeah.
So what'd you think? What'd you think of the 100-meter hurdle race?
I loved it because it was a battle, right? And you see them in the blocks here, and I'm like, okay, no one was killing really anybody out the blocks, and that's what I wanted. And I said the problem was if you leave it this close, Masai has that close, right? That she's just a clutch runner, and she has the confidence. You see her right here off of 10. She even looked over at the crowd. It was one of them dope pictures. I told if Athlos doesn't use this for their like main marketing, they're missing something. She's gonna cross the line, and she looks to her right at the fans. And the tape perfectly wraps around her body and it reads Athlos NYC 25. It is like chef's kiss. They couldn't have planned it any better. It is, I mean, like to the right, it is perfect. So yeah, I mean, I absolutely loved it because she said she wanted her redemption from last year, right? It was some movement in the blocks. She felt like some things wasn't done right. And she was like, when I come back, I'm tearing it up. And you know, she didn't have the race she wanted at Worlds. So she had all that in the back of her head. And we talked about it. And I'm like, well, go kill then. The only way that you can make yourself feel a little better about this year, you got to come out with that crown. And that crown is heavy. Like you can touch it and think, oh, I'm just going to hold something light. You'll drop it. It is legit heavy. It's got some weight on it.
You know how much it costs, right? You know how much it's worth. It's worth $75,000. Yeah. And you got to realize this. You got to realize this. It's only made for Athlos. So it probably the resale will be even higher.
Right.
You know what I mean? So you're looking at some really, I mean, look what Brittany did, bro. So that you're looking at,
man.
What's the quick numbers? She took
120.
No, she took home 120 from cash. But if you add in the crowns, crowns are
75.
Yeah, exactly. Yep. So she
hit a hard time. She good.
She good.
That was crazy. Like Brittany. Two of them things. And you got to remember, she had the surgery early. She had endometriosis. I want to say it right. Where she knew, she was like, look, I've dealt with this pain. She said her whole life, she's had this pain where doctor after doctor after doctor is like, this is just your life. Accept it. She got to the point where she was like, no, I need specialty. I need some work done where I need you guys to do a deep dive because I can't live like this. Figured out she had that. And they told you, okay, you have to have a procedure. But if you have it, you're going to have to take a significant period of time off. And she's like, I'm going to do it now. Even though it will affect my 2025, I want to do it. So she wasn't able to perform like she wants. Remember, she didn't make the team in the 2, but then double back. She made the team because of Gabby, you know what I mean, scratching because of Achilles. Didn't run like she wanted at Worlds. Came back 120 stacks at Athlos. She ain't mad at all.
Yeah. So that's her third crown right there. So she handled business.
Third. Oh, and she had like 20 something people, family members that came. Like she had a full section. It was awesome to see all of her family that came.
Oh, so she came to handle business. That's what that was about.
That's exactly what that says. That's exactly. Yeah.
She came to handle business. So I mean, for the 100 meters, since we already talking about Brittany, we talk about the 100 meters. Her coming back, obviously having a rough start to her season this year with the surgery and everything like that. To come back at the end of the season and to run sub 11 in that kind of weather. It was a dogfight between her and Jessie. It's like they were going at it for that crown for real. And So she came across the line. She had to get it done. You know what I'm saying, for her family that was already out there. So I'm happy for her in that. I'm definitely happy for her.
No, exactly. That's what I said. Because I said when I saw the race, I'm like, okay, because Jessie, she was gone. She said, if you want it, come get it. But the thing is Brittany with that ending and she was able to fight and her coach Boogie was there and she came across that line and I love the shock on her face. She was like, I really pulled it off. Like she knew it was going to be a fight, but to be able to pull it off was crazy. Yeah.
Hey, she was hilarious though when she got on stage to get her crown for the 100. And then Serena was like, you going to give us a little dance? She's like, go on, girl. Girl, I got a whole other race to do. I ain't got no dance for you right now. Hey, she was locked in.
That was the realest comment ever. I was like, that's legit. Like, cause I mean, Brittany, she do her little shimmy. Brittany gonna give you a little shimmy, but she not gonna get down. So she like, I already don't get down like that. and I got another race. She's like, great. And think about it. It was only, 6, 7 races total. So she's like, girl, I'll go on in like 20 minutes. No, I cannot. You know what I mean? Get down. It was great.
Literally,
Yeah.
like she going on in the next 20 minutes for sure.
Literally.
That-
Yeah.
and she says, I'm not gonna dance for you, Serena. I gotta do this. But I'm gonna
But
come
look
back
though,
around when I get the crown though.
it was the way she said it. She was like, girl, I was like, did she just girl Serena? She said, girl, I got another race.
Hey, Serena looked
was
like she
good.
was like, hold on, wait. Oh, okay. All right, cool.
She's like, you're
Do
my
your
man.
thing. Do your thing. So
It was dope.
watching the long jump from day 1 to day 2, did you see a difference? How was the fans, how was the stadium kind of reacting to obviously the long jump and everything as well?
Yeah. I think they really appreciate it because they built, so you see the stage, they literally ran through the stage. So it wasn't the typical like low at level with the track. It was like, no, it was elevated. And so they got to see them in a different light altogether. With the blue lights in the back, they jump into the pit. What was it? Red lights. It was a full on show. And then it has, like she jumps in Athlos 2025 going down the screen in the monitor. Think about, at least in their background, you could see them. They're running by themselves on 2 huge monitors. Like this is another level of focus and dedication to have your whole area and atmosphere change, but you still execute. Look at this shot right here. But then to the right, all the fans, to the left,
So
it's a
literally they're
board.
running across the stage.
Literally in the middle of the stage, literally.
Wow. That's
Yep.
creative right there. I like that.
It is creative. That's what I said too.
That's creative. There we go.
My bad, y'all.
You're on
I
mute.
definitely
Yeah,
you
think it's
good.
a
You good.
different experience from sitting at home and then being there, because we Justin and I experienced it both ways. We were there first, and then we watched it on TV this time, and then you watched the first one at home, and you had this one. But the people who've been to this one say this one was bigger than last one.
That's what people were telling me too. They were like, yeah, no, like this one, they were like by far. And I'm like, by far? Because I'm like, to me, last year looked.
Last time.
That's what I'm saying. So how was it for you guys seeing it? Okay, compared to like you said, being there, how was it now seeing like the long jump kind of unfold and knowing what you could compare like the whole event to? How was it for you guys seeing it from home?
It was definitely different. I could see how, like I said, I watched a lot of the. I had a lot of people DM me about the critiques of what they thought would happen. It was like, oh, they gave our tickets, or they was like the stands wasn't full. But I was like, I remember when we were there, the stadium was almost packed out, but a lot of the fans that bought tickets for the seat at the top, they were crowded at the bottom because they wanted to see the celebs. So when you pan up with the droid, it's not giving a real, because you don't have to stay in your seat. There's no usher there telling you got to stay in this row, you got to stay up here. So a lot of people didn't understand. It was like, oh yeah, I went back. I'd be like, but look at the bottom. I was like, the bottom was overly filled and overly packed. Man, we had people crawling over the doggone guard rails to try to get Justin's attention and all kind of crazy mess. Our first year, we had Lupita there last year. I was in Lupita's section. You know what I mean? So you know, she rocked her natural hair too, man. So it was all good. But anyway, moving over that. But it was different watching it from TV. I could see how a lot of viewers who watched it from their house could say, oh yeah, it ain't that lit. But like everybody who was there, like the Barber Twins, let's see, the Barber Twins were there again.
Hey,
like they would let you know it was popping.
Yep.
Yeah, they're gonna be where it's popping at. So they, last year they were there, this year they were there. They was consistent with it for sure. So
they don't miss.
They do not miss. They're gonna be where the party is for sure.
They do not. The next event, I don't know if y'all went over it, but y'all went over the jump shot, went over the hurdles, the 100 meters, man, 10-9.
We just
Okay,
cool. What was your take on it though? What's your take, Rodney?
My take definitely is for somebody like Brittany Brown. I think all the ailments that she had in the beginning of the season, it kind of worked out to her benefit to the end of the season with her, the way she made the world team, even though she didn't make the podium, her coming back and pulling off the double, especially in the 100, that being her second 100 of the year, and subbing 11 seconds in the cold weather. And like for a lot of our fans that don't know, everybody's like, oh, they shouldn't have it in New York because it's cold or whatever. When we run overseas, or when we're over at meets overseas, like Oslo and everything, if it's cold, it don't matter. The meet still goes on. So I hear a lot of people critiquing that, oh, it was cold. You still got to perform when you go to these diamond leagues in other countries and it's cold. It doesn't matter. So the track meet still has to. If it was raining, the track meet still would have had to go on. Like, it doesn't matter. But I thought it was a definitely great performance. I mean, Chase Sear, she jumped out on her, but that last 30 meters out of doggone Brittany. Listen, and that's just how our mouth be too.
Yeah, right. Brittany be coming.
Listen, she be coming. Like, so I definitely think it was definitely good for Brittany, and it was a good race for Brittany. It was a good race for all of them. I think Jace's, she just couldn't hold her off at the very end.
Yeah.
But I think it definitely was a good race for Brittany. Good confidence booster going into next year for her and our coaches.
For sure.
Yeah, Brittany had the taste of that victory from last year. She knew what came with it. She knows she's gonna get that 60K, that crown. So she's like, I'm gonna put to it in, make sure I get on this top of this podium for this one, for real.
If you don't know, last year she left with 85K, Don.
Yeah, no, I remember.
She left with 85.
I was like, my God. Yeah, she said, y'all gonna pay me.
Now, Don, since we're talking about pay, what did you think about them using Cash App to pay those athletes within 20 minutes of them coming across the finish line?
Man, the greatest thing I ever heard in my life, run me my money. Like, there's no, I mean, so many times, I mean, just, we competed and, like we have an idea maybe when we'll get it. It's going to come soon someday. Literally within minutes, think of 60K within minutes, 120K in minutes. That is like, that's unfathomable. You cannot comprehend that. Because think about what other job do you do? I mean, in minutes, 60K, your account went from zero. Like Masai was showing her phone.
A drug deal.
It was zero, and then it went to 60. Oh, Lord.
A drug deal happens just as fast.
But no lies being told. But like, for real, that was the dopest thing ever. That was.
Now, what I'm gonna ask you both, because I know what I think, but I'm gonna ask you both. I want to know what you guys think. So now, that kind of hinders the way things happen, right? Mm-hmm. Because whoever got them in that meet, the money usually goes to the agent, and then the money comes to you. Now it's in reverse. The money went to the athlete. So you think the agent's gonna be like, "Hey, yo,
not think about that.
Hey, yo, you just got your money. You think you could catch? This is my cash out right there. You think you could kind of, how does that go? Rather than them saying, "Hey, you know what? I'm gonna let you see your money in 3 months, player." That's usually how you let it happen with me. So it's still gonna be here. I'm good for it.
Well, I wonder if agents were sweating on that one for real. I wonder if the agents were sweating on that.
Funny.
I wonder if the agents were like, hey, I'm gonna need my 10%.
Like, yo, I'm gonna have to find out. I gotta ask somebody. I just want to know, just, you know what I mean? Just because my first thought was, I'm sure they had a conversation with them before of like, hey, this is a new thing. The Cash App is, gonna pay you within minutes, like, 2-week frame, mine maybe, maybe they're not expecting them that night, but they'll give them a cap of like a week by next Friday. Could you run me I need to know. what conversation, because how did you say it as an agent? Were you still big, bold, and bad? Like, yo, run me my money? Or were you like, hey, hey, champ, can I get my money, champ? You know what I mean? Like,
hey, champ. You want something, hey, champ.
He disrupted the model of how things happen in our sport. So is that model going to be used? And that's probably not good. I know that a lot of agents won't probably like that I'm saying it like this. Like, a lot of people won't like that. Because I know a lot of athletes who had rifts with their agents throughout the year, coming to the end of the year. And if they feel like they was owed something they didn't get, the athlete got their money now. What you gonna do? You gotta play nice until you get your break. You be like, you know what? Let's put all our issues aside. I know we had a rough year, but like 60K, my 17% or 11% or whatever I'm charging you, if you send that over right away, I'll be good.
You know what? This will make, like, this is gonna sound bad, especially for those top athletes. The fact that they have a chance to even be in this meet, my mind went to that will make agents play nice and respect them a little more, because it's almost like you just never know. Because it's like, because for an athlete, say you've been not nice to me. I'm just about to use other words. Not nice to me all the way up to this time, and you trying to play nice. I'm like, nah, watch out. I'm gonna get your money, but don't be harassing me. But it's like, no, if you stay nice, you know what I mean? Then when you come, I'm like, oh, sure, Emmanuel, like, give you your money. You get what I'm saying? It's a different feel. I do hold the cards now. So
That's true.
It'd be like, yeah, we gonna go to dinner and I'm gonna give you your money, but we gonna go to dinner on your dime though, because I'm gonna take that out of the percentage I'm gonna give you.
Hey, it changes things.
Oh, I wonder how that's gonna be going forward.
I'm gonna hit up Masai and ask her like, hey, let me see if she answer.
Hit
I'm about to
Brittany
text
up
her like, hey,
because
how soon you pay your
agent.
Listen,
I'm about to ask Masai right now.
Can you imagine having Cash App and you open your Cash App and you see 120K sitting there waiting?
120K.
Brittany Brown can.
Brittany,
you need to put that on. You need to put that on Instagram. Show us what that 120K
I would have
like.
screenshotted the bad boy 2 or 3 times. Like, damn, I know ain't nobody had 120K in their Cash App, boy. They think I'm doing gun trades over here.
Yeah, for real, that's crazy.
That's definitely
that was an amazing marketing idea. That was amazing marketing. Like that was amazing. Like again, chef's kiss to Athlos. Like that was gonna get you talked about no matter how the meet went. That's gonna get you talked about.
I think
that's crazy.
I think that's gonna make people other cash venues like Zelle, PayPal, and everything find an interest in something like that. Also, not just for athletes, but for other meets, they could use that type of a conduit to get the athletes paid. So I think Zelle, PayPal, and a lot of these other third party things that carry money, I think is going to be good to kind of get them involved. So we see how that happens. I don't know if they're going to be paying. The agents might get in and be like, hey, no, that's not how that works. So we could put down, you know what I mean? And then y'all run it and then we'll run it to them. You know what I mean?
Yeah. Agents are definitely going to try and put a stop. They're going to be like, they're going to be like, we don't need, this doesn't need to be on the regular. Okay. This was really cute for a one time, but they do not want that to be the regular. Nah.
Hey, the agents are going to be like, hey, you need to go ahead and just cash out me and then I'll cash out them. That's how we do it anyway. So.
Yeah. They prefer it that way.
Yeah. That's what
So with Brittany, I definitely think, and I've watched. I can't remember what the young man named from the final leg. I seen that he was more concerned, or he was concerned. I think his name is Emerald. I want to make sure I say his name. I'm bad with names anyway, but he was saying that he was thinking that it might be more that they're too focused on the money and not the track. And I was like, that's the point. That our performance.
Wait, who might be the athletes or Athlos?
The Athlos was more focused on getting the money paid out, like the money amount. And I want to make sure I'm saying this correct, that they were more focused on the money for the athletes rather than the track meet. But in my head, when I watched and I was thinking about it, I was like, that's the whole point, that the athletes have been underpaid for so long, even if it's 60K or whatever. That performance and shouts out to all of the athletes, but the performance that Brittany Brown put on in the 100 and the 200, 1099 and 21.8, you put her in a diamond league, she wouldn't even make the 60K. Even if her appearance fee is 20, even if her appearance fee is 20K, and we have the new payout, which is of the diamond league right now, she would only made maybe 52, 57K. So, but that type of performance is a 6-figure performance. 21.8
it is,
and 10 and a sub 10 in that type of weather with that type of feel. And given, like, it's the end of the season also, that deserves a 6-figure payout. You know what I mean? And I think that's the point that I feel like he was missing. Our sport, when the Olympics is on, is probably the most watched events, and it's the most unpaid event. You know what I mean? In that sport, everybody goes back to the NBA, goes back to making millions of dollars, and all these soccer clubs go back to making their millions, and the golfers go back to making their millions of dollars. But on average, there's only a small percent that make a higher percentage in the 6 figures in track and field, and it all depends on the event. It's the sprinters and it's the distance runners. So for that, I want to make sure that he understands that aspect. The point was to get the athletes the money.
But I think the other part to it is, so last year, the main thing that we kind of heard was the moving in the blocks, the false start, right, between the 100 hurdles. But outside of that, the meet was ran well from what we've heard. So it would be different if the athletes we got done and they were complaining like, yo, yeah, they paid me, but I almost got hurt, and they paid me, but they ain't have water. They paid me, but they didn't have. It was like, no athlete said that. And then this year, from what I heard, the meet was ran well. So yes, the athletes were considered heavily. They were, you know what I mean? They were a priority. And it was, like I said, I get it if you just got complaint after complaint after complaint. Then I feel you, then it's like, now, athletes want their money, but ain't nobody trying to risk their life for this money. But that wasn't the case. They literally said they had a great time. Quenisha Burks, Queen Q, okay, that's what she said. I'm Queen Q. She said, she said all year, she said, now just hear out, more than worlds, she was looking forward to this meet. She said, because this is the first time that they truly felt celebrated. And I was like, dang, that's saying something. That's saying something. Like, so I hear what you're saying, but if you ask some of these athletes, the ones that are actually experiencing it, I think they feel different. So
Yeah, and the funny thing, he was definitely on the ground, so he could have asked him. One thing too, though, what I liked about what he did with Quenisha Burks and Tara Rose, he stopped the whole meet for the long jump. We all know long jump go on during running, like ain't no stopping no jump for no other track. And you ain't doing that. That 800 gonna run right through them long jumps.
That's so true.
That 1500 going right through that high jump. They gonna have to post up on the side while that 1500 get ran. You know what I mean? So he stopped the meet for everybody to pay attention to their event. That was good. And
that's what I like about Alexis, man. He listens. He listens to the athletes. He listens to the audience, and he makes a product that's going to be entertaining to watch for those individuals, and they're going to come away pleased, man. I didn't see last year, there was no athlete that was upset, like you said, Don. And if this year was even better, then you know that they're going to be ready to come back. You're going to be knocking on the door next year. Please let me in. I'm trying to get back in there.
Right. Exactly. Yeah.
Especially after seeing that 60K. I even seen the people who wasn't winning posting their money. I seen an athlete post, hey, yo, I got my 10K right away. You know, they got their bread.
Listen, like changing lives. They say I can pay this bill immediately. So,
exactly. Yeah, I gotta wait 3 months or 6 months. I got my money today.
Yes, today. Yeah.
The only thing is, if you got somebody you owe money to,
and they said, I know you got it. I know you got it.
Nah, that was a marketing scheme. They didn't pay us right away. They just said it.
That was somebody else's phone I was holding. That wasn't mine with the K on there. That wasn't.
As soon as they cross the line, you know their phone ringing. Hey man, you know, you got money.
Literally.
You know, I help you the whole season, buy your supplements and stuff. Now, I mean, you know, you need to run that back.
So, little known fact, actually, Brittany ran the second fastest time in October. The first fastest time ever ran in October, Asher Smith in Doha in 2019, where she ran 21:88. So Brittany went out there and ran in 57-degree weather, 21:89. So I was actually impressed with her time that she ran.
Yeah, for real.
You know what I mean?
I think that's the third fastest time in the world. Listen, she broke Veronica Campbell Brown's record. The stadium record was VCB's record. So she was out there. She was out there just doing it all, bro.
Oh, like you said, that was a 6-figure performance.
It was a 6-figure performance, bro. That's not a 10K performance, 20K.
Yeah.
What they witnessed was somebody who pulled off something remarkable, and she got paid well for it. She did.
Man, Justin, we need to go ahead and come back. That 60 look nice.
You know what I'm saying? I'm going ahead and get ready now.
Listen, right after this, late night training.
Another thing I like that a lot of the men from our side out there to support.
They were.
Noah Lyles was out there.
Ryan Benjamin was there.
We saw Bullet was there. So we saw a lot of the guys actually supporting the women in track and field. And like I always say, what's good for women is good for us, because our sport is an equally paid sport. It's not like unlevied like a lot of other sports. They pay the same in the Diamond League. Now the appearance fees might be different based on your event, but the payouts are the exact same in our sport. There's no real uneven payment structure. So that's what I liked about the event. What did you think about Faith Kipyegon's run, man? She ran the actual fastest time on American soil in the mile, 4:17. I don't even know dudes outside of professional men. I don't know any dude that run the street every day that can run 417. I don't know. And I have a bunch of runners in my neighborhood. Like they go out and they run every day. Like they got like the latest Asics, the latest Pumas, with the thick soles and shit. And I don't know none of them that can do that.
Faith, Jesse, Faith, listen. When she stepped out there, the way that they erupted, it was like Faith is here, like she's here. Like the lady that was chasing the sub 4 minute, you know what I mean? Like she's here, the lady that is trying, like that does it all. She's here. And then she went out and ran like she was she. Like she just, I mean, the gap that she put on everybody, that was the race where I was talking actually with Queen Latifah, my friend, my best friend. And she had, so she was airdropping me pictures and videos like of us, right? So but she's like, the race is about to go off. She was like, okay, well, I'll send it. She was like, okay, I'm sending it, but she's trying, I mean, invested, y'all. Like she's like, I'll send it, but give me a second. And then she goes, it's okay, I got another phone. So basically airdrop, and she's like, I gotta record this. So she's like, here. She did not want to miss a second of her race. This is how amazing. Locked in for 4 laps. You know what I'm saying? It wasn't like the 100. 4 laps. She was like, yeah, dog. Hold on, friend. I was like, okay, I feel you. Faith is running.
They probably told her who she was, and then she realized, you know what I mean? Listen, I didn't know. I was in the VIP last year talking to somebody who I didn't know had a long conversation with. Then Justin tapped me. He was like, hey, bro, that's Rhonda Rhimes, bro. I was like, who's that?
Excuse me?
We were talking for like 30 minutes, bro, and I didn't know who she was.
Done.
Thank you, Justin, for putting him on.
He was sitting there having casual conversations with Shonda Rhimes, and he didn't know who Shonda Rhimes was.
I did not know
who Shonda Rhimes is, man.
Justin, you say that man life. I don't know what was going to happen. You say he don't understand. What?
So Queen Latifah was better than me because somebody told her who Faith was before Faith actually got her, so she was able to record. If I knew, I would have definitely. You know what I mean? I did not know. I did not
Really, there's a lot of women out in the world who would be, that's their bucket list, bro. Like to meet Shonda Rhimes for sure.
Come on.
Bruh,
like moving anybody else out the way, like, excuse you, this is Shonda Rhimes.
You got Michelle Obama and you got Shonda Rhimes right there.
Shonda Rhimes.
I had no clue. When I told my wife, she went crazy. She's like, what?
Oh my God, that's crazy.
It was crazy. But like I said, man, Faith put on like I said, that was an amazing performance. Fastest time on American soil, 4:17. I thought it was wild that they had a pacer and the pacer couldn't keep up with the pace. I thought that.
Well, I don't even think it was the pacer's fault. It was what? Was it Tisa?
She said it was the pacer's fault.
She said, "I'm out of here. Like I'm out of here." I feel like Tisa was like, "I got to get all hard. I got to beat all y'all, even the rabbits." She said it was the end of the year. I'm just gonna try different things. In the middle of the race.
But you know what? Sonya said it during the broadcast that that young lady that's like the second lady to her Faith, and she hasn't lost. Faith has never lost to her. She's 18-0. Oh. So in your head, you like, even if I gotta beat you on the last one, I'm gonna try.
Straight up.
And I think that's right. But she tried. But now it's 19-0. So which is definitely crazy. 19-0.
Justin, you were about to ask a question earlier, and I cut you off trying to say we need to come back for that 60K. Do you remember what it was? I'm sorry.
Yeah, I was going to ask you. You know, being MC out there, what was your thoughts on interviewing the athletes right before they went out to run?
Oh, so okay, so you talking about for long jump, or
they did it for long jump. They did it for Brittany going from into the 200 as well.
Yeah, okay. Oh, yes. Okay, so I loved it because they talked to the athletes about it. It wasn't sprung up on them. You know how like in the typical, like you don't get to talk to them right before, right? That would have been weird to be at a Diamond League race and you're like, hey, well, excuse me, how do I feel? Because that's not what you expect. But they asked the athletes, like for the long jump, they were like, yo, how do you feel? Can we interact? What do you like? Even for the music, when they played for them, they chose their own song, but they were saying, do you want us to lower the music as you go to jump? Like, you know, and they were like, no. They was like, it's a whole vibe. Keep it up. Don't lower it until you like need to say something of, you know, significance or importance. Brittany, so she knew like they're coming. And so I think because it was business, but you understood it was entertaining business. You know what I mean? Like everyone was willing to let that part in and to understand many of these people will never get to see me in person like this. Or many people don't know about track and field. So this is my first time to let them see who I am, know who I am, know about my sport. Bring it on, because I'm about to kill it. I'm already locked in. I ain't losing. So don't ask me whatever you want. So.
Yeah, she did her thing on that one.
Mm-hmm.
So you like how they broke protocol, because I think a lot of us, we want to stick to the protocol because that's been the status quo for so long. But I think that a few protocols can be broken. We can work around.
Right. Yeah. I think there are some things that and the reason why I'm okay with it is because you check with the athletes. Like, don't come with no new nonsense and you're just like, we just think the fans would love it. That's cool. Check me and see if I would love to let them see that part of it. And if you say no, well then, you know what I'm saying? Well, then you're going to stick to what it is. But they were okay with that part. Now I'm like, man, if you're going to let them in as much as the athletes are willing. Because then it's like, oh my goodness, it's mind blowing. But if they want to stay locked in and it was like, man, we'll talk to them afterwards, you'll be all right. We'll ask them how they felt walking out here. So,
what'd you think of the women's 800 with Keely out there dropping the meet record of 156?
156 on them. And the funniest part is at first glance, I saw 58. So, because people were talking about, oh, they're going to go 158, 158. So my brain said 158. So I was like, man, that was a solid race. But I felt like it looked a little faster. And I was like, okay. I was like, no, that was solid. And now some people was like, everybody was still in like, oh mode. And I'm like, I mean, yeah, it was 158. You know what I mean? I wasn't ill. And then I looked at it, I said, oh, it was 156. Like, the fact that because she had like an interesting year, I think, right? Didn't she deal with some injuries or something? I feel like earlier. So she's another person.
That was only like
Brittany.
her fourth meet of the year.
Yeah. You get what I'm saying? She was like another Brittany that was like, man, if y'all, hey, have a race in October and see what happened. And she said, I got this race. Hey, she put them girls down. It was nice.
Yeah, she definitely did. She now this is what I want to ask. Did they have, you know how like they got like at the meets, they got the prize structure. Was there another bump in the prize structure if you broke the meet record?
Mm-hmm. Well, okay.
You got an extra.
I don't know about meet record. I don't know about meet record. I know obviously like they had the world record, but I don't know about meet record. That's a good question.
Because you know at meets you got the meet record. If you break the meet record, you get like an extra 2,000 euro or 5,000 euro.
It is euro.
Yeah, oh my bad. Yeah, it is euro though. Yeah,
no, it is. No, I'm like it typically is because it's overseas. So yeah, but it's funny that you said euro. See, this is when I know I'm talking to for real like track people. You be like them euros. You be like, yeah, you know it's them euros.
Hey, listen, you already know how we are. We're gonna look at it and be like, hold on, I broke the meet record. I ain't getting paid for this. Next year we gotta change this. Hold on, man.
Right.
Hey,
we gotta renegotiate or something. Yeah, the meet record.
That's what I was wondering. They give me real cash, Because if I could get 60, and I'd be like, yeah, if I break the meet record, that little ring I wanted or that little purse I wanted, $5K, I could buy that, and it ain't because I only calculated budgeted 60. That $5K don't count.
Mm-hmm. It don't. Listen,
that's how y'all women rationalize.
Like why do we really do it? Because in my head I was like, yeah, it didn't touch the 60.
Hold on, that's girl math. Boys math don't math like that. Girl math, be like, your husband would have been like, baby, we made 65. She'd be like, no, we made 60. Okay, we didn't even count on that extra 5.
Why are you considering? Right, as
the 5 is me, the 60 is us. Okay,
right. Hey, look, we leave it Saturday night late. Like, man, I gotta burn $5K by end of the flight, for the flight. I gotta get that up out of here before that flight hit. I'm just playing. I do not do math like that, but that is how we be thinking.
Hey, that'd be your purse money. That's what that is.
Mm-hmm. Yep.
Speaking of that, man, what any other races that we missed? We missed the 400. Polino.
Listen, Mirror Lady. Listen, I mean. What I saw, NASA said she was. I was like, NASA, we going for the record today? Like, NASA got out, did she not? I'm like, yo, she was moving on the inside. But what I appreciated was, and we all know that feeling, that last race, when Paulino crossed that line, it was so like, thank God this is, like, she was so like, I signed up for this race. It's in October. Thank you, Jesus, this race is done. It was... You didn't see, like, after she was even walking around, it was like she did an extra, like, I'm so ready for it to be over. Like, she was so ready to be done with that 400. But what I loved was it looked like it was about to be a race for a second. And then
Yeah.
Paulino win that bag. That last 100 meters, she just like opened, like it was so beautiful to see the way that she opened up. And like again, like, Sonya was talking about this, on broadcast, and people were saying, they asked, do they speed up the last 100? And she's like, no, it's who decelerates the least. And Paulino just had no fading, no dying in her. She gave it all and got that 60.
I don't know now. Paulino look like she be speeding up in that last 100 for real though. Like she be that last 50, like she be getting that little kick that she just scooping arms and just be running for her life with that Wilma Rudolph neck.
Yeah,
She be
she do. That's exactly how she do. That's exactly how she do. Now I know. Did you interact with Paulina at all? I remember trying to interact with her last year, but I know her English isn't strong. So
Yeah.
how was she this year? Was she? I know she was trying to learn English. She was saying that she was doing it from GST. She had it on her docket. Was she any more like interactive with people?
She was really nice. She was really nice, but you could tell that, like, she had her translator there. I don't want to say, and I'm in a nice way. She just stayed in her pocket. Like, she was like, and she was like, but I'm walking this way. She waved at everybody, but she just walked that way. And so I saw her at the hotel. And so I was kind of like, she went to go check in, but her translator. So as soon as she walked up, of course, they knew who she was. So they gave her stuff. And I'm like, oh, I'm going to just kind of like say hi. She was just like, and walked off. I was like, like it was literally, I didn't see her talk much except for when she was on stage. And I got to say it. When Serena did the interview, did anybody else chuckle hard when Serena, of course, I know they briefed her on, she doesn't speak English. So, she asked the question, and then, of course, Paulino took the mic, answered, and then the translator went back up to, like, say something, and Serena was like, and thank you. Like, she was like, I'm done with this. I'm like, we're done with the interview. She's like, here's your wonderful crown. Congratulations, queen. It was, I was like, what'd she say? Serena was like, no, ma'am, we're done. Thank you.
a lot of people was in the comments speaking about that, man. And I just think, I think Serena had a long night, not making excuses for her. She had a long night. She was up there presenting crowns all night. She probably was tired. She's like, hey, man, this last one, we out.
She's like, you're amazing. We're done.
We going. And being that it's her event, even though it's Alexa's event, everybody would know that them being married is her event also. So she could do what she want to do. So that's how it's gonna rock. That's what it is.
That's it.
So that's what you chalk it up to. You be like, she the owner. All right, that's what it is. That's what it is. You know what I mean? But shoot, to ask you about it was a good event. But in other news, we have some other things moving around in track and field, right? We have Femke Ball.
Oh, okay. I'm sorry. You saying something positive. The way your interview changed, I was like, oh, what?
No. We ain't even a show like that. Like we hear about all the whatever, but there's other publications that handle the rumors and everything. We're not that show. We're not that show.
Got you.
But what do you feel about her moving up to the 800? What would you think was her thought process, or what did it?
I said, Femke, I see, bold. I appreciate you, because I think she's really trying to create this legacy. Like this is on some like, I'm not this one dimensional. You're not gonna put me in a box. And to a certain extent, I've been killing for a long time. Like it really is we thought it was a battle between her and Sydney, right? Okay. Ooh, who's it going to be? It's been Sydney when they line up. But when Sydney's not there, Femke is wrecking everything in sight. I mean, everything. Her record for the Netherlands is so low. Like, who's ever going to get it? The child hasn't even been born yet, right? Like that's just how I feel with how low the record is. And it's one of those, like, you were talking about her saying she wants to do it for a year. No, she says she has 3 years to try and get it right. So I'm like, oh, we training for the 8 for LA. She said, I got 3 years to get it right. So I think she's trying to dip down to do this maybe for LA.
Yeah, I was thinking that she's trying to do 2026 and then jump back in it, for the 400 hurdles, maybe 2027 to, what I'm saying, like protect her title.
She's like, she got some time.
And get the Olympic gold.
Yeah.
But You think her numbers? I think her numbers would add up to be very competitive in the 800 for real.
Yeah,
They
for
say
real.
they say it's the equivalent. They
That's what I'm
just
saying.
like they say the 200 meters is equivalent to the 110,
Mhm.
100 meter hurdles.
Mhm.
They say the 400 meter hurdles is equivalent to the
Yeah.
800. It's
I
equivalent.
think the only I feel like, yes, we talk about the time and the equivalence. The only difference is going to be truly locking into that pain for another lap, right? Like, we know that they train that way, and that's fine. But to get into a race and no one cares who you ain't, not a soul is scared of you. That's a different thing, because they on your shoulder, they on your hip, or rather you on theirs, because they going about their business. You're on their shoulder and on their hip, and you're like, they about to hit gears that I haven't had to hit with this type of fatigue and this type of pain, and knowing I got 250 left, I got 200 left, I got 150, I got 100, and they like, come on for this ride. You know what I mean? Like,
Yeah.
I'm like, that's just going to be a different, and as much as you train for it, everyone always says it's just different when you line up. So I'm excited because we're going to get to see another type of mental monster. We know the 400 hurdles, 400, man, they kill it, everything in sight. But this is going to be another. That's why I say that legacy. To me, it's that legacy portion.
I think that. I also think a few other things. Since
Okay.
I think since Sid has left that event, and she's the only other person that's sub 50, 51. And has ran, I think she's the only person that ran 51 this year. So I think any other championship she wins, if Sid's not there, she'll have that looming over her unless she breaks a world record that you only won because Sid wasn't there. You know what I mean? She doesn't want to hear that. You know
You
what I
don't think
mean?
she'll want to go for the record? I'm saying if that's the case, I'm saying if I wanted the 400 hurdles to be my race, and this is what I did, and you keep telling me you only won because Sid's not there, I'd be like, well, let me get her record then, so I can shut all that up. Whether she was here or not, she ain't never did it. Like, that would be
No,
my mindset. I'm saying if I
I,
wanted to stick with that.
no, I think so. So even if she win all year, people still will say that because Sid's not in the event anymore. Like, and I think that's what dragged her to a 50 point. That was the driving force. Now your driving force is left. You know what I mean? We seen she didn't lose a year to anyone. You know what I mean? So in her head,
So you think
the
it's a
step.
person and not records? Like, it's
No,
weird because I'm like,
it's both. It's a record and
okay.
a person. I'm gonna put it in your terms. You know how you
Listen,
got all.
I'm taking it in. I'm really studying.
Yeah, you know how you got all that smoke for Sally. You know what I mean?
Yeah.
You know he was like, "Hey, Sally can step into the line." Even right now, you ready for Sally? Correct.
Easy, yes.
If Sally
Let's go.
left, you'd be like, "Dang, ain't no more Sally." Dang, that was my. It's like Justin chasing Bolt. Bolt leave.
Yeah.
You know what I mean? That was the
It's
driving
different.
force.
It's a void. It's a void of
Yeah.
competition that's missing. Something that drives you to work harder, to keep training better, to be on point all the time. I think for Femke, it's like she trains at a certain level. She's a very disciplined athlete, from what I know.
Yeah.
But the fact of there's nothing for you to really chase or compete against because you're so far ahead of the pack now. It's a fact of what do you do now? Do you go for records or do you say I'm here for competition? Because for so long, she competed for competition because she couldn't go get the records.
Yeah.
You know?
Right.
But I love the fact that she stepped outside of her comfort zone and said, I'm going to go into something that's going to give me a challenge. It's the same thing Sydney did. I'm going to go into something that's going to give me a challenge, which is the 400. And it had two Titans in there from Paulino to Nasser, and she didn't lay down. I think that gave, Femke an indication that, okay, I can step. If you can step down, I definitely can step up. So let's check out what this 800 can do. And I think that both fields, from the 400 to the 800 women, they're going to be like, these damn 400-meter hurdle girls, like,
hey,
y'all
listen.
need to go back to where y'all came from. Y'all stop messing up where we at.
Literally. That's exactly what they're going to say. So how do you think they'll do, though? Right.
I think she
how do you think they'll do?
She had like the second, if I'm not sure, I know the chat will correct me or they'll go look it up. I think for New Balance, she ran a 600 and it was really good. I think it was really good. She ran a New Balance 600 and she does have that kind of stamina. Like she's a strength runner.
Yeah.
Like she's not one to have like the speed in her legs like a Sid who could run 22 flat. She's not that. You know what I mean? But she does have the strength, to probably sustain or maintain a level of speed over time longer than anybody else. So if I was Keely them, I wouldn't take that move lightly.
At all.
I don't know.
I would be looking every time Femke jump on the line. I'd be like, "Hey man, what you doing here?"
Yeah.
Did I tell you go back home? Why you over here? Go back home now. I told you. But I must say that at the end of the day, like when you watch people like Femke go into a different event like the 800, it becomes more exciting. It's a whole different dynamic.
Oh yeah.
And,
Oh yeah.
you know, at the end of the day, like she playing with house money. If she go up there and it's not her space, she gonna come right back down to where, you know what I'm saying, she didn't her name in history already. So I love seeing athletes can be able to go in there, play with house money, and still be super talented. You watch that World Championships compared to a couple of years back, she's a smarter athlete too.
Yeah.
When she couldn't win those when she couldn't be able to close the gaps on those distances this year, she was talented enough to say, I'm cool with second. While everyone in third, fourth, fifth, and sixth were running for their life trying to get on the podium. She was just like, all right, I'm good. I'm good right here. I'm cool. So she has a reservoir, obviously, of depth, talent, speed, endurance to be able to say, let's see what this 800 do. Let's see what it do.
Yeah, I agree.
I think the only thing next year, well, not for the Americans, the biggest championship next year outside of the Ultimate Championship is the Commonwealth Games. So, and Americans, y'all not under the Commonwealth, of course. It's only a few certain countries that was under the Commonwealth. So that'll be the probably biggest championship next year. And then the Ultimate Championship at the end. And then Athlos again. We're going to be at Athlos, but we should be. That's spare life. We should be there.
We gonna be there.
I want to see the third installment. I want to hear about this. How he's going to install the men's edition. I'm glad that he's putting it all together piece by piece.
Yeah.
And for fans that I don't think that understand, I think what he's doing is for somebody like Tara, he's taking the personas and the popularity of the athletes and merging it with Athlos to try to make it bigger. So if you have a big persona or a huge following, saying now to the athletes, get your following up. Figure out how you can be more popular in the sport. That's what they're using as leverage. A part of what they're using. That's not all they're using, but that's a part of their leverage of bringing recognition to the sport, the popular athletes to come and raise the level of the sport. So I just want to put that out there.
Absolutely, man. Don, so what you think about them starting to do multiple legs, a league with Athlos? Do you think it's obtainable? Do you think it could be done? Because he wants to go around the world, from what Alexis said. He said he wants to be able to take it maybe to Monaco, maybe London.
I think there's no way that it cannot work. And the reason why I say that is they're so invested. And he started so many other types of companies. And if he decides to have that mentality, like we've seen that if this man wants to do something, he really is like, I got the money to do it. I know the people to do it. And that means I'm going to do it. Right. There's no way that track is so popular. Like people can say what they want. It's just a way that we put it on a platter and serve it to the people. We just haven't lately been making it as appealing. And so to me, like you saw Grand Slam people was like, oh my God, I love it. And we're like, yeah, because y'all love track. We just haven't made it appealing to you, making it seem like, oh, it's so hard to follow. And it's like, where do I watch it? I don't know. It's like like literally so many people are like, so how do I? And I said the things like, oh, I have those things instead of like, well, wait, it's going to come on this, but only at this time. And then you're going to have to wait. And then the reworm might be so to me, I think that it could be very successful choosing the right places. It's some places where it's already set in stone. Like if you choose the right place, people are showing up because they miss it. Like an example, I was telling somebody about the Home Depot meet from years ago, right? In LA, that Home Depot meet, people, man, they used to.
That meet, that was a good meet. That was a good meet.
You get what I'm saying? Those people are still there. They like, y'all took it from us. We heard something went wrong and then all of a sudden it didn't exist anymore. Those people are filling the void with the California State meet. So they just showing up, packing out the California State meet. They care about track and field. And so in Monaco, they put on the Monaco meet, people packing it out, showing out. And they got the money. You know what I'm saying? So it's like, why not? I think that it can be very successful choosing the right places. But then you have to be smart. What time of year, right? Because you have other things that are going to be going on. You don't always want to clash with other meets or other things going on. Want to be smart with the frame between meets. I think this is going to add another level to, you need to bring some athletes in again, or, Dawn Harper-Nelson, bring them in again, sit down and say, okay, this is what we're thinking. What does that look like to y'all? Does that make sense? Instead of just saying like, no, LA want to have it. It's okay, yeah, but when you trying to do it in LA, because this and this is going on, and I'm gonna compete here, and to come here is gonna be too. It needs to make sense. So
Yeah.
That's I like what you just said. I use like the business people need to bring on somebody like you because
you have to.
I
You have to.
always thought and people thought in my last interview I was making digs at Michael. No, I was always
Mm,
trying to wish that him and Alexis would have worked together. If they had a brainchild
mm.
together, both their products
Oh
are
my God, it
very
would have been
scalable and
crazy.
workable. So I think they both have something that the other one is lacking. You know what I mean?
Hmm.
As we can see, without the whole DJ situation and everything, Michael Johnson thing, it looked like a real success outside of Jamaica,
Yeah.
like a success, especially when it got to Philly. You know what I mean? And then Alexis, he has all the network and everything. And like I always said, I said it would take somebody outside of track and field to kind of figure
Yes.
some of the things out.
Right.
You know what I mean?
Yeah.
Because sometimes we could just have tunnel
Yep.
vision
Yep.
as track
Yep.
athletes. Because some of the old agents are old track athletes. Some of the meet directors are old athletes. So you think one way and
Hmm.
you leave it at was somebody who's outside of the sport could be like, why have y'all ever thought about doing it like this? And we
Yeah.
stop and think and be like, nah, I ain't never thought about if
Yeah.
we did it like that. But we could do that. You know what I
Yeah.
mean? Like Tower told him jumping in Times Square and it happened. Oh,
Listen,
you know what I
think
mean?
about before. Think about Tara telling a regular trackhead, a regular like that controls things right now in track and field before an Athlos, before a Grand Slam, her saying, "I want to jump at Times Square." They would literally be like, check her into an insane asylum. Like they would be
That
like,
was
she's
it.
because the problem would be is like they think they're bigger than what they are. That's not. They're not. They're just not big enough. Like they would literally say it, and it would be like, in your eyes, you're right. I do think I'm bigger than what I am. To somebody else, they're gonna be like, you're thinking too small, right? It is just about who are you talking to. An example, and this is on a smaller scale, but seriously, when I finished with track and field, like I started to be like, no, like I'm dope. Like I want to do these things. I want to be able to, MC. I want to broadcast. And they were like, well, yeah, I mean, but you probably need to. I'm like, I know this sport better than anybody in here. And they were like,
Mhm.
yeah, well, I don't really know if. And literally on Thursday, I was standing at Times Square like, shut up. Like, as in, this is crazy. This is like, you have to shoot your shot. You cannot. Times Square long jump, Athlos, Grand Slam are just the definition of don't let nobody tell you.
Yeah.
Just you, like, literally, you can't let anybody tell you. I have been, these last couple of things, I've been like, if I let that person or those couple of people tell me, I would not be here.
I think that's
So,
the Achilles heel of us as athletes, especially former athletes. We're so
yeah.
used to everyone doing things for us and be focused on
Yeah.
running and competing. Now we have to
Mm-hmm.
be able to we have to speak for ourselves and
Yeah.
be like,
Yeah.
I'm worthy, I'm worth
Mm-hmm.
it, I'm
Yep.
I'm valuable. Let me show you what I can do.
Mm-hmm.
And you've been doing that,
Nah,
Yeah.
Don.
I,
Hats
I
off to
think in
Thank
I
you.
think
Thank
in
you.
our sport, you gotta have. I mean, you and Don has actually lived it. I've lived a little bit of it
Mm-hmm.
myself. I've even perfect example. I would listen to Shelly Fraser Pryce this weekend,
Mm-hmm.
and she was taught. They asked her what was her favorite moment or her best medal that she's achieved, and
Mm-hmm.
she's like, in our sport, sometimes you got to be a little delusional. You know what I mean? She
Mm-hmm.
said in 2008, she was just
Yep.
hoping to make the Olympic final.
The final. Yep.
That girl walked away with a doggone gold medal.
And ain't look back.
And
and look back.
you know, you see what I'm saying? So
Yeah.
even whatever you think you are, man, believe that. Don't let nobody. And I think
Okay.
for some of the people that tell us things, they just think in a safe mode. They don't. They
Yes.
haven't. They live in a safe space of, girl, that's too big, girl. And you commentating at your school, yeah, you could do that, But when you say
Mm-hmm. Mm-hmm.
commentating on Times Square, because they
I'm
can't
like, yeah.
see that for
Yeah.
themselves, they project their fear onto you.
Exactly.
And that's what you
Exactly.
probably shouldn't let happen. Don't let people project
Yeah.
their fears onto you, man. Listen,
Yeah.
hey, this is a perfect example of me doing this. Justin was like, "Yo, bro, I know you like to be in the background, but I think you'll be good on the podcast." And I was like, "Nah, bro, I'm good." I'm
Hey,
good.
hey,
And
listen,
look at me
listen.
now.
What the speaking engagement that I just had on Tuesday in Texas with your boy Ben Newman, Justin.
Yeah, yeah, yeah.
Mhm.
Shout out to Justin for hooking up me and Ben Newman. But no, I was telling him, I said, your circle, your inner circle, your real people, they need to have you thinking you could fly, dog. Like I'm talking about, hey, you out here like, you think so? And they like, why haven't you done it yet? Not like, can you? Like, no, do it. Like, and look, and if you fall, we got you. We'll catch you. But go. You know what I mean? Justin telling you get on here and y'all killing it. So it's just like, yo, you need them people in your life.
I mean, I think that's the special thing about surrounding yourself with good people.
Mm-hmm.
It's the fact of you may want a certain position and you may be like, I'm good, but I know someone who's great at it, and let me give them a call. You know what I mean?
Yeah.
And then now you're helping those people accomplish their dreams.
Yep.
And you know what? In return, that blessing is going to come around to you as well. So that's what you have to do, man. You got, and I think as friends and people that you're around, you realize what their gift is, even though they may not see their gift. You know. So sitting on the couch with Rodney, season in, season out, us talking about different races and meets. And having banter back and forth, I'm like, bro, like this definitely needs to be, I'm not doing this podcast without you, bro.
Right.
You know what I'm saying? And then being around Dawn, you know, while we are still competing, I'm like, man, she's special. Not even just on the talented level of hurdles, but just your personality, period. And I love that the fact of the audience is giving you flowers now. The audience is like, man, where's Dawn going? All right, cool. I'm gonna watch where Dawn's at. You know what I mean? So shouts out to both of y'all, man. Y'all doing an amazing job. Y'all keep doing your thing, man. I'm happy for both of y'all.
Right.
For sure.
Yes, sir.
Appreciate you, man.
For sure.
We have anything else to cover?
I'm good, man. We off season now, baby. Official. It's off season.
We got a couple episodes coming, man. We got a couple episodes coming that we think that our crowd would like, our fans who watch the show, man. We got a few surprises. A few people have DM'd us and they asked us to be on our show. So we will be actually cooking it together and trying to put it together for y'all to actually have a good interview, sit down interview with these people for Ready, Set, Go.
So we're gonna keep y'all entertained going into the off season, man. So y'all don't have to worry and be fiending for some track that's way. We're gonna make sure we keep y'all locked in, man. So y'all keep watching.
Oh, we got some informationals too. I think y'all gonna like these informationals. Some of the things we're gonna talk about is very taboo in our sport, but we're gonna break it out. We're gonna break it out and talk about it and break it down. So Don, I think you're gonna like a few of our
I
things.
can't wait.
Yeah.
I can't wait.
We're gonna tell you offline, but we ain't gonna tell you.
Okay,
online.
right. Keep the suspense.
Well, if that's all from our 2 gold medalists, man, we thank you so much for joining us.
Thank you.
We thank everybody for going over Athlos with us, and check the poll and whether Athlos was good or not on YouTube. We seen that we put a poll out. Y'all check it if it's good or not. But until our next episode, we thank y'all for joining us on Ready, Set, Go.
Yeah.
I think I don't know if he out for real because I think Kurt told me his computer froze. So I think everybody hang up and come back in so we could get him back. So everybody, that's what he told me to tell everybody. Everybody hang up and come back in. You too, Don.
All right, bet.
Okay.